And of course, now we're going to check back in here in Harris County with our election official here, Teneshia Hudspeth, who has an update on the voting process. Let's go there.
Here in this county and with my operation has been productive. It has been a partnership with the state of Texas and has been September 1st since I took over elections operations. So as a matter of fact, it's been helpful and it's been supportive. So I want to set context to that there's been no distractions. As a matter of fact, it's helped us to be more efficient along the way. So we've welcomed in all certified observers that should be here by state law. And today has been a really good day. I do not, because they're not just here at election headquarters. They could be at polling locations as we speak. And again, those observers just didn't come today. Those individuals are chief election officials who are here to support our operations. And I appreciate them being here as well. And there are some that are in the field as we speak. Yes, in regards to paper, this was a much smoother election with paper. Last fall, we did a software upgrade with Hart, our voting vendor, to reduce the paper size and columns. And this election, although the average voter had anywhere from 50 to 70 contests on their ballot, the print vote record was on an 8.5 by 11 one-page sheet. That was about 99.9% of the county. So in terms of efficiency, being able to vote your ballot, scan it in, I am happy to say we had more than enough paper at every polling location. No one ran out of paper, and that there was efficiency. There was no paper jams and confusion in regards to that. And so all voters were able to vote during early voting and election day. And so that did impact such a long ballot by minimizing the columns in the print vote record. So that's a great success, but it took our team and many counterparts and stakeholders to get us to this point. Yeah, so ongoing in terms of preparation, what voters and what the county should know is it takes on average about a year for our county to prepare for presidential. So while we were running last November, we were preparing for this November. And in terms of allocations and making sure that we had enough equipment and supplies, well, one of the first things we did was we went to Commissioner's Court to get the support to order additional equipment before this November election. And we were able to bring in more equipment to make sure that we had what we need and a surplus, and for future elections, including supplies. So we started allocating what we believed the need would be based on statistical data, previous presidential elections, and then we allocated an amount over that just to be prepared, because you never know what the turnout's going to be. We can have an idea, we can compare it to previous elections. And so what you've seen is that we were able to cover those bases in a short period of time, along with moving into a new facility. So that means my team has not had a whole lot of rest, and neither have I. So if you've seen an election worker or you see some of these team members walking by, just know that this is not a job that I've done all by myself. I have an amazing team of folks who've sacrificed time from their family and friends to devote to this operation. And we all should be very grateful that this doesn't happen with a magic wand, that it is literally a really big village of folks in this county that support it. Our universal services team on the tech side, our law enforcement teams, our commissioners, it's a big operation. And all those folks has helped us to be successful leading up to today.
In the interest of transparency, letting everybody out there know, what are the election judges? What will they be doing now that the polls are closed? Physically, what will they be doing with the votes that they collected at each one of their polling sites?
Absolutely. So once they voted all voters and no voters are in line, the first thing those election judges will start to do is their paperwork. And state mandated by state law, there's quite a bit of paperwork these individuals have to wrap up for the day. Any documentation that they've worked that day. Then they'll begin to close down their election day boxes. This is in a minimal amount of items. Following that shutdown, that election worker, typically with an AJ or one person of the opposite party, will then go to a rally site, which is our reporting site, and that will be the closest location to where they're at in the county. So 700 locations, 6 rally sites, and all those items take time to do. Now, one thing I imagine they're doing is they're thanking goodness that it's past 7 o'clock and the day has come to an end, and they're able to start closing out their records, but that takes time.
Did they transport the paper proof of each vote to those centers that we're talking about? There's 6 or 7 centers.
Not the actual physical paper. They do bring in what is called ballot bags, which are secure bags that are locked and sealed, and that is brought into every rally site. When those individuals come to the rally site, there's a chain of custody that takes place for us to verify their paperwork and what they're bringing into us beforehand.
Any idea, I mean, do you think we'll have all the votes counted by morning, by 6 a.m.?
I don't ever give a time on when I think they're going to be in. I do believe we'll have a good amount of the counties reporting in by that time. We should have a good percentage of election day results in, but I won't guarantee you 6 a.m.
I know there were a couple of power outages earlier in the day. You mentioned that there were no stop due to that. Did you run into any more power outages or general hurdles?
Thankfully, no. We didn't experience any further power outages. The rain and the weather kind of cleared up mid-morning. We had a handful of locations that lost power. Our machines are battery backed up, so all voters were able to continue to vote, and the power clicked on pretty quickly. I also have had a counterpart that I've been speaking with regularly at Centerpoint, and they're part of our emergency management. So I'm happy to say that there were no long litany of power outages on today, and it did not continue throughout the day. We actually got pretty lucky. Probably about 20 minutes ago, before I started this press conference, it was 500, but I don't know that to be true at this point. It might have reduced.
Just to be clear, you said 360,000 in person, or was that 316?
316,000, but I can assure you there's been more since that time.
What time was that?
That was as of 7 p.m. 316,000 had cast their election day ballots as of 7 p.m., but that number has definitely changed since then. And we'll also give you an update on how many vote centers are still voting voters. Are there any other questions? Okay, if you give us a little bit of time, we'll give you some updated numbers on what looks like they're coming now.
That's how many vote centers are open, closed, and then up here you have the numbers for today.
Here.
No, right, election day. Election day. That's the number.
Okay.
318.
Okay. So the updated cast ballots based on those that are still casting their ballots is 318,811. 318,811. That's all happening in real time. So we've gone from 316,000 to 318,000. And there are still there are still 497 vote centers still voting voters. 497 vote centers still voting voters. So that's more than half. That means a lot of people in line still by 7 p.m. to cast their ballot.
Can you tell us when your next briefing will be?
I wish I could tell you when the next briefing will be, but I think we're looking at around the 9 o'clock hour or so. Typically, it takes those judges a little bit of time. Even those who didn't have lines by 7 p.m., they can start doing their paperwork and getting in. The good thing about it is, like I said, we do have a rally site here. So some of those judges will start reporting here, and we'll be able, I would say, somewhere around the 9:30 hour, but we'll come back and let you know.